Hi there, YouTubers and weavers. As I indicated in the end of my last video before this one, where I showed you the two colors that I'm using, the blue and white, I'm now in the process of threading the heddles for this next scarf with the Brazilian Merino wool and the, I've forgotten what the white wool is even called. I can't find the label right now. Anyways, they're both wool, they're about the same size. So the pattern that I'm going to do calls for 112 threads. I've increased that to 113 because I want the outside thread on each side to be blue, and the pattern called for blue on one side and white on the other, so adding one thread won't change it. And I've added a floating selvage on each edge. The pattern is one that is available on the internet from handweaving.net. That's a pay site which has thousands and thousands of patterns. I have a subscription to it. Don't use it real often, but it's worth it when I do find something on there. So I am using pattern number 79210. One of the neat things about handweaving.net is that you can look at a bunch of patterns just as basically pictures, but they have the drawdowns on them. And if you choose a pattern, as I did in this case, you can then download a WIF file, W-I-F, which can be loaded into the Lofty Fibers Tempo Weave program or into the, what's the other program I've got? Fiberworks, PCW. Fiberworks, PCW, and Tempo Weave both accept WIF files from handweaving.net, so it's real easy to print out a draft and, in my case, add one thread and a couple of floating selvages. This won't show up decently, but I'll hold it up. This is the draft that I am using for threading. I'm not going to put the pattern itself into this video because I don't know if there's copyright issues. I think there are with handweaving.net. So any of you who have access to handweaving.net, in fact, I think anybody can go there and look at it. I'm not sure, but I think you can. But you can't download unless you've got a subscription. So anyways, that's the beginning of this one. I'm going to move the camera, get it a little bit closer, show you what I'm doing with threading the heddles. This one is very much like a log cabin type thing. I think shadow weave would be a better description because it's not perfect log cabin. And you'll see that when I get to actually weaving. But what it means is that as I'm threading it, every second thread is either blue and white, blue, white, blue, white, blue, white. You get the idea. So let's move the camera and show you a little bit of the threading. Okay, the next heddles that I need are 3, 4, 3, 2. So 3, 4, 3, 2, and those will again be blue, white, blue, white. So grab the next two threads. 3, 4, 3, come on, get through there. 3, 2, And I will mark those off on the chart that I've got here. 3, 4, 3, 2. Now it's going to be 1, 2, 1, 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Next 2 threads come forward. 1, 2, 1, 2, and then the next one is also going to be a 1, 2. Mark, yeah, sure, drop that. Mark that off with my marking pen on the pattern. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And that is 10 threads that I've just done. And since this is going to be 10 ends per inch, at this point I'm just going to comb these out and tie a temporary knot in them, a slip knot, so that I can push them aside and continue with my threading, doing the same thing you've just seen. So I'm going to stop that on camera and continue. I will show you a little bit more when I get it to the next phase of this process. Okay, gang, I'm slaying the reed. So obviously I've finished threading the heddles, and now it's just I went a little too far there. So we'll grab the slaying hook and come up the next opening and grab and pull. Grab the next one. This isn't the fastest process in the world, but you know, with a relatively narrow warp, about 110 or 11, I've forgotten exactly how many threads this is, but it's not very wide. We're only talking about 11 inches total warp width. So, and I'm doing this in a 10 dent reed, 1 thread per dent. And it doesn't take too long. So every 10 threads I tie it off in a simple knot, just so that I don't do something stupid and have it come back out of the reed again. So let's do that. We'll grab this one. That's the knot that was already done. This is the next batch. I'm going to just kind of comb it out a little bit. Some of these threads are a little bit longer than others. That's because of the way I tie on at the warping board. I know that, but it's no biggie. And I'm not pulling this real tight in case I have to loosen it up later if I realize I've made a mistake somewhere. So, about 20 more threads to go. We'll do one more batch on camera, and then I'm going to turn the camera off and we'll get to doing something else. I don't know if you can see over here, it's the colors. The white is just one shade, but this blue yarn has slight variations in the tone or the deepness of the blue, which if it were knit would probably look really neat. It'll still look nice in here, but it's probably not quite as noticeable in a finished woven scarf as I suspect it would be in something that was knit. But I still think it looks really neat. So, come here, where's... So. Dropped my sleighing hook. Got it back. Okay, turning the camera off again. More later. Well, YouTubers, I'm weaving on this scarf now. You can see part of it here. The camera is far enough away that you can probably see the pattern. I'm so close that the pattern doesn't show as well to me. I guess I'm too close to it. You got to back away a little bit to see this decently. Anyways, this is a slower weave because first off I have to change shuttles. Every second shot is either blue or white. And furthermore, the treadling is changing every 4 shots. So right now I'm going to do treadles 2 and then 4. So we'll go 2, 4, 2, 4. And I'm going to take my pencil and mark off that I did that. Now I'm going 3, 1. So 3, 1. Did I do that right? No, I didn't. See, I did that wrong already. I did 1, 3. I was supposed to do 3, 1. So see, this is my problem. So we'll start again. Here we go. 3 is blue, then 1 for white, 3 for blue, 1 for white. Mark it off on my little slip here. I'll bring my clipboard over. This won't show up real well on camera, I'm afraid. I will try and take a screenshot. I did my treadling in a spreadsheet, and I'll try and put the spreadsheet into the video at about this point just to give you an idea. So now I'm going to do 4, 2. 4, 2, 4, 2. Of course, I hope you're aware that the numbers I'm saying are the treadle numbers, which my feet are pressing on. 4, 2, 4, 2. Now I'm going to go 4, 1, 3, 1. So 4, 1, 3, 1, now 3, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 2, 4, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 1. There we are, one more repeat of the pattern done. So there's 28 threads in each repeat, which basically is from there to there. And we'll start over again. Now we're going to go 1, 3, 1, 3. 1, 3, 1, 3. You can see why I'm going slower with this. Now 2, 4, 2, 4. 2, 4, 2, 4. 3, 1, 3, 1. 3, 1, 3, 1. See, it looks nice when you get these shadow weaves like this, but it is a little bit slower weaving because of changing, and because, like with plain weaving, going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, you don't have to think about it. Here I have to stop and think about what I'm doing each time, and I only count up 4 treadles at a time before I have to make notes of it, check it off, and go on and do the next thing. So let's advance the warp a little bit. I just dropped my pen. But you get the idea, I think, of what I'm doing. So, more in a little while. Well, gang, I have finished with the weaving part of this. I'm going to loosen the back beam just a little bit more. pull this up. There I've cut off the two weft threads. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put twisted fringes on the end of this, and I will just wind these two weft threads into the two edge fringe twists and call that good. So now I'm going to, let's see, we'll raise this up a little bit. This is more than I need for twisted fringe. I usually only use about 6 inches, but I'm going to cut it off a little bit farther back. There we go. So let's unlatch that guy. So you can kind of, it's the usual, as usual. I did 3.5 yard warp. Obviously there's a little bit of loom waste at each end. That orange is going to be taken out. That was just to spread the warp. I wonder if I can do this left-handed. I can't work a scissors left-handed worth a damn, but you can see better. And there we are. I will pull those orange ones out when I start twisting these fringes and show it to you then. I'm not going to put the fringe twisting into this video. I think I did fringe twisting in the last 2 or 3 videos, and it's the exact same process this time. I think it'll look neat though with a mixture of blue and white. But yeah, there's the whole thing. I'll show you the finished product in just what to you will be a minute or so, and to me it'll probably be a couple hours. Here's the next label. There we go. And then we need this next scarf. Where's the end of this thing? This label is going to be very well camouflaged on this scarf. Now, admittedly, I'm using cotton thread. No, it's an acrylic thread on an acrylic label on a woolen scarf, but I think we can make it work. So let's go down. Get down under there. Turn again. Turn. Go backwards. And that looks about right. Go forwards. Up. And I just got to cut off the Irish pennants, like this one little piece of string here. Same thing on the back. You can't even see the threads on the back. And on the front, there's the label. It doesn't look too bad up against that blue and white background. And same thing on that one. Turn it the way you can see it. Okay, that's, to my mind, the final touches on these two things. So let's go show you what this blue and white one really looks like. Well, gang, another scarf project is done. There's half of it. There's the other half of it. And we'll show you both sides. So I'm going to come a little bit closer so you can see the pattern a little better on that side. And flip it over. You can see why, sort of why it's called a shadow weave. It's kind of hard to see, but I think the white threads were just a teeny bit thicker than the blue. And remember, the blue is variegated between darker blue and lighter blue, so that's in there too. And I did twist the fringes, like I said I was going to do, but again I didn't show you. Oh yeah, and there's my label. So that's that. How long is it? Again, I'll put it on, and it goes down about 3-4 inches above my knees. So this will be a nice warm wool scarf, but a softer wool for somebody. Don't know who yet, although I've narrowed it down to just a couple of people. Anyways, this project is done. I'll go start another one pretty soon. So, project done. All the usual, as every YouTuber says: like, subscribe, comment, etc., etc., etc. Until the next time, bye-bye.